Thank you. I'm very computer savvy, so that's why I asked my daughter to help. When I brought some students from E.W. Pratt and High Prairie and George P. Vanier to Europe to see the battlefields, one of the things we did is we visited a lot of graves or grave sites, and I was always moved by how the students reacted to this. Now, I gave them some poppies one time, and they were distributing them amongst the different stones. And a lot of them were putting the poppies at the grave of the unknown soldier. And so I asked them, I said, why are you doing this? And their answer was, well, probably no one's ever come to visit him or her. So I was very moved by that. And then the other day, I got to see something that's very similar to that. It's called No Stone Left Alone. And so the students from George P. Vanier had taken the time to go and present poppies to the vets that are buried in the graveyards of our region. Now, I had a speech prepared for this, but nothing that I could say would have an impact as much as what I saw. So I thought you should all see it. Pretty amazing, isn't it? So, how about giving the students a big hand? And I think this was put together by Carolyn Giroux, so good job. Nick Giroux? Okay. All right, second part I wanted to talk to you about. When I was writing my speech, I kept going over, because this is a special year. It's the 100th anniversary of the end of the First World War. And so it's a pretty special day, or actually today is a very special day because of that. But last year when I made a little presentation on the Battle of Vimy Ridge, a lot of people said, wow, that's pretty nice. We'd really like to go there. So I thought, well, I'll talk to the Legion, see what they think. And with their support, I organized a trip to go to Europe. And we will be going April 26th, coming back on May the 11th. So we're going to be there for the 75th anniversary of the end of the Second World War. And we're actually going to be at Juno Beach, which is going to be something special. So anyway, I'd like to talk a little bit about that. Oh, okay. I was supposed to insert a picture here myself, but I have two cameras, and I took pictures of myself, but each time I took pictures, there's something wrong with the camera because I ended up with gray hair and I was fat. Anyway, some of the reasons for going. Now, for some people, this is printed for younger people, but most of all the people that I'll be taking are just going to be adults. So you don't have to worry about trying to keep up with some 15-year-old. You'll be on your own with the rest of us trying to keep up. Okay, so we're going through a company called Explorica. So I did not organize this. What I did is I asked them to set up a trip and go to certain places in Europe because there's certain battles that are very Canadian. And so I wanted to see that, but I also wanted you to see other parts as well. Like one of the things we get to go see is the house where Anne Frank hid, or the shop. And that's pretty powerful, as well as Dachau, which is a concentration camp. So I wanted people to be able to see that. So, these are places we're going to go. Anne Frank's house, Buckingham Palace, Beaumont Hamel. We're going to go see the Eiffel Tower. We actually get to go up it. And so our tour itinerary is we're going to start off in London. We're going to go to the big Natural History Museum. And then later on we're going to go to the Imperial War Museum. We also get to go to the War Room. And that's where all the people that were involved in planning D-Day and stuff were. So it's going to be pretty good. Then we're going to go over to Amsterdam, and we're going to see things there that are really neat because Amsterdam and Holland were big parts of what the Canadians did in the Second World War and freed from the Germans. I'm going to go to Brussels. Go to a few cemeteries there because there are some people from this area that are buried in these graveyards, and it's pretty nice to see, and we get to pay our respects. Then we're going to go to Brussels, go and visit some of the places where the Canadians fought in both the First and the Second World War, and then finally we're going to end up going to Vimy Ridge because Vimy Ridge is probably the most spectacular thing you'll ever see in your life. After that, one of the places we're going to go see the last post ceremony at the Menine Gate. They've been doing that since the end of the First World War, except for the years where the Germans had taken over Belgium. So it's a tradition there that's very, very important. We're going to go to St. Julian, visit the monument there. That's where the Canadians were under attack, and they were the first group to suffer from gases, where the Germans had let go gases and stuff, and so a lot of people suffered there. We had to go to Dunkirk, yep. Some other cemeteries. Then we're going to go to Vimy Ridge. Now, if anybody knows a little bit about Andre Buisson, he was a boy from McLennan here, was killed when he was 21, and he was killed at the Battle of Vimy Ridge, where they were trying to surround the Germans. Then we're going to go over to Juno Beach, Adamauch. And then finally we're going to end up going to Paris via Cannes. And if you've seen some of the D-Day movies, Cannes is quite prominent in that. Then finally, we're going to tour Paris. From Paris, after seeing the sights and stuff, we're going to go up the Eiffel Tower. Then the next day, we're going to take a train. We're going to go to Munich, and that is where Dachau is. So if you want to see a complete part of the story of the Second World War, Dachau is very important. And then we end up in Munich, and the last thing we're going to do is go to the Opera House. So we can chug a beer there, and they say it's the best in the world. And that'll be the end of our tour. I've got spaces for 2 couples left. So if you're interested in this, please come and see me. Again, the Legion and I are doing this because we think it's important. And again, you're going to see things that you'll never forget. All right? So that's my speech. Thank you.